करताल 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 हरि हरे कृष्ण करताल हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनारंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम जय श्रीमद् भागवतम जय श्रीमद् भागवतम जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय श्रील गुरुदेव ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्री श्री पंचतत्व की, श्री प्रभुपाद जी महाराज की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयत्मुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरया। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्माप्रोजितकैतवत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापोत्रयन्मूलनं। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनि कृते किं वा पररीश्वरः सद्योर्दयवृद्ध्यत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरवो रसिका भुवि भावुका। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्ण भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतार भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। नित्यानन्दमहं नौमि सर्वानन्दकरं परं हरिनामाप्रदं देवमवधूताशिरोमणिम्। आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमाङ्गदिव्यछविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसाप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So the Supreme Personality of Godhead was standing in front of Kardama Muni, Somebody is translating? Oh, you're translating. Okay. So, Kardama Muni, we discussed yesterday the form of the Lord and the description of in details. So, Kardama Muni was repeatedly offering his respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when he saw the Lord, he started to offer prayers. So the first thing when we come and take darshan of the Lord, after when we are interacting with the Lord taking darshan, personal darshan, we should always follow a simple etiquette. The etiquette is to glorify Krishna, His name, fame and pastimes. There are different stutis in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Stutis means the glorification by various devotees of the Supreme Lord. So either we can take directly those stutis, right? Or what we can do is we can compile of our own. But it is very important that when we take darshan of the Lord, we glorify the Lord with the choicest verses, with special verses, and then we should submit our desire in front of the Lord. So this should be an everyday affair. It is not that once in a while. No, that personal relationship with the Lord has to be there. So when we glorify Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, when we narrate about His glories to the Lord, then the Lord is pleased. Right? It is very important that if you want something from the Lord, even if you want His unalloyed love, so sorted.
Okay.
Yeah, sorted. Yeah, sorted. Because the Lord reciprocates with our prayers. So here Kardama Muni is offering his respectful prayers to Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead on the Garuda, he's resting on the Garuda and is giving darshan to Kardama Muni. And Kardama Muni is saying, "Oh my dear worshipable Lord, it is your causeless mercy that I am able to see. It is my good fortune that I am able to see the transcendental form of your lordships." Kardama Muni is saying that, Lord, oh dear Lord, you are the reservoir of all goodness, and experiencing you face to face is the perfection of my sight. To see the Lord in face to face, it is a great fortune. Even the Archa Vigraha form of the Lord is not different from the Supreme Lord. So taking darshan of taking darshan of the Supreme Lord is, it is a perfection of the sight. For a devotee, it is very important to engage us in the devotional service of the Lord. The senses of sight needs to see the beauty of the Lord. The ears has to be engaged in hearing about the Supreme Lord. And then the tongue has to be engaged in eating the prasad of the Lord. At the same time, the tongue has to be engaged in the glorification of the Supreme Lord. And when one's senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, that is called as bhakti yoga. So detaching ourselves, when one is, and gradually one becomes free from the designated conditional life. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. Gradually, while serving the Lord, one gets, what happens? One gets relieved from the conditioning. And this is called bhakti yoga. So Kardama Muni is saying that, my dear Lord, I am seeing you, I am having your darshan face to face. It is my great fortune. By great fortune, one gets a chance to directly see the Lord. Kardama Muni is further saying, my dear Lord, it is the highest perfection. And one gets this fortune after many, many births. So Kardama Muni is saying that the Lord's darshan, getting the Lord's darshan is the highest perfection, and it is attainable only by sincere devotional service for many, many years. Kardama Muni is saying that this lotus feet of your lordships is sufficient, is alone enough for carrying one across the material ocean of ignorance. But he is saying still that people who are bewildered by Maya, they approach you for insignificant things in this world. And Kardama Muni is as I said, that Kardama Muni is going to place his request now. For what purpose did he undergo this tapasya for 10,000 years? Because he wanted a wife. When Brahma ordered Kardama Muni that you have to get married, so he first underwent intense tapasya of the Supreme Lord. Because he was thinking, where should I go and find an appropriate, suitable wife for myself? And if she is not appropriate, that may disturb my devotional service. So let me take shelter of the Supreme Lord and approach him directly. So Kardama Muni is saying, dear lordships, with a desire to marry a girl of like disposition, that means of like-mindedness, I'm here just to satisfy my lusty desires. I have sought shelter of your lotus feet. And you are the source of everything. You are a desire-fulfilling tree. So Kardama Muni is saying that like disposition is very important. Formerly, boys and girls are of similar dispositions were used to get married. The nature of the boy and the nature of the girl, and they were united, and then the Grahastha ashram used to be in a happy place. Even in India, this was a tradition which was followed very systematically, organizedly, few years back. But now the tradition, even in India, is that India is following completely the Western ideology, and they select on their own instead of involving parents, guardians, taking shelter of astrology. So these considerations are very, very important. Nowadays, marriage does not take place out of these considerations. Prabhupada ji writes in the purport, that's why there are disturbances in the married life. And Kardama Muni, he wanted to have a wife of like disposition, like-mindedness. The frequency should, the mutual understanding is very important between the husband and a wife. The very, very important is that the wife and husband, they are of similar nature, or they can appreciate each other and encourage each other in Krishna consciousness, and they can advance. It is said that the wife yields the fulfillment of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, right? Because of the wife, one can enjoy this religion, dharma, artha, and kama. And if one has a nice wife who is very Krishna conscious, supports him, then it is said that it is considered as a great fortune for that particular man. But if one doesn't have a good wife, it is considered more fortunate, most fortunate, because then he can detach himself and fix his mind in the lotus feet of the Lord. So Kardama Muni, he could have easily taken shelter of Uma. Uma is Lord Shiva's wife, because she is specialized in giving appropriate girl for marriage. But Kardama Muni, he took shelter of the Supreme Lord. Because in the Bhagavatam, it is recommended that whether a devotee has desires, has no desires, he should worship the Supreme Lord in all the circumstances. And further, Kardama Muni, he says that, dear lordships, you are the master and you are the leaders of all the living entities. Under your direction, all the conditioned soul, they are bound up by the rope and they are constantly engaged in satisfying their desires. And you are the eternal time. So in this world, we are all in the influence of the time. We are engaged in satisfying our own desires. And Kardama Muni is saying that, my dear Lord, I am also here for the same. I want to get married. And because Brahmaji has ordered me. And that's why I am looking for an appropriate wife. And you fulfill all the desires of all the living entities. That's why I have performed this. That's why I performed this tapasya, and I want an appropriate arrangement from your side. Because Krishna's arrangement is the best arrangement. A question may be arised that since Kardama Muni was advanced in spiritual life, now Kardama Muni was not someone who was really lusty. He was very advanced in spiritual life. So why then he did not ask for liberation? And the Lord was in front of him. So why did not he ask for it? And why did not why he want to enjoy the material life? What is the reason? That the Lord is in front of him, he could easily said, no, I am just happy with whatever, I just want your unalloyed love. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that everyone is competent, that everyone is not competent to be liberated from the material bondage. That certain adhikar one comes after a considerable period of time. He is saying that it is everyone's duty, as per their adhikar, as per their situation, one should adapt to the circumstances. One should not artificially renounce something. So he is saying that if one should know his actual position, and from the Shastra, there is an opportunity to enjoy life, enjoy the material life as we want, as per the injunction of scriptures, and one should do that. The Supreme Lord has established the Varnashram system, wherein one is required to be in the Brahmachari ashram for a certain amount of time. Then, if the nature of a person is that he gets inclined towards marriage, then he should be getting married. There is also a way where brahmacharis can also take the path of Naishtika Brahmacharya, and they can take sannyas. So Prabhupada ji is saying that every person has an adhikar, and as per that adhikar, as per that their situation, one should take a decision. Further, Kardama Muni, after describing the necessities of life, Kardama Muni is asserting that marriage and other social affairs are the regulations which are addicted to material sense enjoyment. Now Kardama Muni is saying that by drinking your lotus feet, I mean drinking the nectar of your lotus feet, it is said that one can gradually, eventually, by practicing Krishna consciousness, one can eventually give up the desires for sense enjoyment, and one becomes purified. By Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by studying Srimad Bhagavatam, by glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, one can eventually get rid of this desires for enjoyment, and by higher taste one transcends the bodily demands and attains freedom from the material dependence. This is a gradual process. And further, Kardama Muni is also saying that this material time, this time is compared to the vast wheel. This time under whose influence everything is there, is what is it? It is actually desire of the Supreme Lord, and it consumes the lifespan of all the living beings. Yet this powerful force, Kardama Muni is saying, it cannot affect the devotees. Now there are two kinds of religious principles. One is general religious principles and one is transcendental religious principles. The general religious principles are applied for general people, and they are the influence of their prarabdha karma and others. But for devotees who have taken shelter of the Supreme Lord, to them the transcendental religious principles apply. When Ajamil was on the deathbed, at that time, as per the sinful activities which Ajamil committed, Yamadutas came to take him. But because he had unknowingly rendered devotional service to the Lord, that is, he chanted the name of Lord Narayan, that was his calling was for his son Narayan, he has unknowingly performed devotional service. And that's why at the end of his life, when he called out for his son Narayan, the Lord's associates, they came there. And there was a discussion between the Vishnudutas and the Yamadutas, wherein Vishnudutas questioned Yamadutas about on what grounds are they taking Ajamil. And they explained their understanding about the religious principles, and they explained about what conditions, because he is a sinful man, committed sinful activities. And so many such explanation was given. Then Ajamil, who was witnessing all these things, he heard from Vishnudutas the Bhagavad Dharma principle. They explained about the transcendental religious principles, and which Yamadutas, they were quite bewildered, they were quite confused, they were not able to understand. But the Vishnudutas confirmed that Ajamil has taken shelter of the Lord's holy name, although unknowingly, but because of that he is completely freed from the sins committed not only in this life but also for millions of his life. And he is not fit to be taken to the hellish planets, but he is eligible to be attaining the Vaikuntha Loka. And they completely they stopped the Yamadutas from taking away Ajamil. So Ajamil was relieved there from the death, and then he took shelter of Haridwar. He went to Haridwar, performed devotional service under the association of the devotees, and then he perfected his life. So for the devotees of the Lord, they are under the control of this transcendental religious principles. They are under the control of the Bhagavad Dharma principles. So it is very important to understand, as we are practicing Krishna consciousness, to have Shraddha in what we are doing. If Ajamil can, who was unknowingly chanted the names of the Lord, if he got delivered, then if we are practicing Krishna consciousness with faith, with devotion, with Shraddha, then there is no doubt that we will not be delivered. So that unflinching Shraddha should be there. Even while we are chanting, even while we are offering obeisances, studying Shastra, this Shraddha has to be there that we will be, if Ajamil can get delivered, if Putana can get delivered, so we can also get delivered. If we are devotees who are chanting 16 rounds daily, worshipping the Lord, offering pranams to the Lord, 24 hours are literally engaged in the service of the Lord, then they will get delivered. The Shraddha, that faith has to be there. Kardama Muni is saying that the Lord, you create, you maintain and you dissolve the universe effortlessly by your energy. And just like the spider, it spins. When the spider, it creates a cobweb and it enjoys, and then he also unwinds it, right? So similarly, this world is created by the Lord and he winds it up. This is completely, oh my dear Lord, this is up to, is your sweet will. And dear Lordships, although you have no personal need, the Lord doesn't need this world, right? He creates this world for us, right? To facilitate the desires of the conditioned soul, this world isn't created. Just like for the parents, when their child asks for something, right? So the parents have to fulfill their desires. They understand, okay, they have these certain desires, okay. So they make arrangements, they provide for it. Now, when a child asks for something, the parents definitely think how is it essential. They think on so many different ways, and then after a lot of consideration, they definitely make arrangements for this. So similarly, the Lord also, He facilitates to facilitate the desire of the living entities. This material world is created. But what is the mission of the Lord? And why does He come here? The mission of the Lord is that to reclaim those, to take this conditioned soul to the abode, to His own abode. That's why the Supreme Lord, He comes to this material world. And He performs various pastimes. And those pastimes are recorded. Those pastimes are narrated by the devotees of the Lord. The Lord also comes, He performs pastimes, and He attracts the conditioned soul. When the Supreme Lord was on the planet, Lord Shri Krishna was on the planet, when he went to marry Rukmini Devi, at that time in Kauntarnepur, in Maharashtra, when the Lord was there, when all the citizens, when they saw the Supreme Lord, they were so amazed to see the form of the Lord, and thousands of them they came to see darshan of the Lord, and they were all praying that we offer all our piety that Lord this Krishna gets married to our Rukmini. It is the great fortune of our Rukmini that Lord Krishna should become her husband. So they were offering all their piety that Rukmini should not get married to Shishupal, but she should get married to Krishna. So Lord Krishna comes here for a purpose. The main purpose is to attract the conditioned souls towards Him. When He performs His pastimes, when the conditioned soul hears His name, His fame, His pastimes, they get attracted. But one might say that the Lord is not here now. So how is the Lord's mission going on? So the Lord's mission is going on by Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord is present in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam in this age of Kali. Krishna Swadhama Pagate Dharma Jnana Devi Saha Kalau Nashtam Rashadesha Puranarko Adunoditaha. So Krishna has appeared in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. And devotees, the pure devotees of the Lord, they glorify the Lord from the Srimad Bhagavatam. They broadcast the glories. We have practically seen how Srila Prabhupada, he took the vapor of Srimad Bhagavatam and he went to he came here in the Western world, and he broadcasted the glories of Krishna's name, fame, pastimes. And conditioned living entity, when they hear about Krishna's glories, Krishna's name, Krishna's fame, Krishna's pastimes, they eventually by hearing it, they become devotees of the Lord. So that's what is the main mission of the Lord, is to attract his conditioned soul. So Kardama is saying that although the Lord, you have no personal need to create this universe, but you manifest this material world to facilitate the desire of the conditioned soul. And then you personally appear in this world again and again with your beautiful transcendental form to reclaim your conditioned souls. And then Kardama is saying, my dear Lord, you expand the material world not as an end but as a means to gradually bring the souls to detachment. So this material world is a platform wherein a conditioned soul can use this for the purpose of sense enjoyment, but the arrangement of the Lord is such that this platform can be very nicely utilized for attaining the highest purpose of life, which is to know Krishna. So Kardama Muni was very, in this way he was glorifying the Supreme Lord by so many ways, so many verses. And then the Lord, who understood, he was very satisfied. The Supreme Lord was in front of Kardama Muni. And Lord was, when Kardama Muni completed his prayers, the Supreme Lord started to narrate. He started to speak. So the Supreme Lord was looking very affectionately towards Kardama Muni. He was smiling, and his eyebrows moved very gracefully as he was observing Kardama Muni. And there is a Bindu Sarovar there. When the Supreme Lord, he understood that, he understood that Kardama Muni has undergone 10,000 years of tapasya to attain his lotus feet. So the Lord, it is said that the Lord was crying, and the water which fell down, that formed Bindu Sarovar near Saraswati, near the Saraswati river. This Bindu Sarovar was formed. So that Bindu Sarovar is nothing but the drops, the crying of the Supreme Lord. Why was he crying? Because he was seeing by seeing the devotion of Kardama Muni. So Sri Bhagavan is saying, the Supreme Lord is saying that I know what is in your mind, and therefore I have already arranged for the reason you have worshipped me. Now, Supreme Lord, He is there as Paramatma in the hearts of all the living entities. He knows our past, He knows our present, He knows our future. We might not know that 1 year before, at this particular time, what sankalpa, what vikalpa, what was there in our mind. But the Supreme Lord knows everything. He keeps a notes of all our desires. And it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that He sits in the heart and witnesses everything. And Kardama Muni's desire to get married was very well noted by the Supreme Lord. And now the Supreme Lord is saying that, my dear Kardama, my dear sir. So very respectfully the Lord is, even while communicating to His own devotees, He is giving a lot of respect. He is saying, my dear sir, my dear Rishi, you have given everything for me. And therefore, I have made all the suitable arrangements for you. So do not worry. There are sometimes devotees who have desires in their heart, and they have questions. Can they worship the Supreme Lord? So there are, when engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord, there are two kinds of devotees, Sakama Bhaktas and Akama Bhaktas. So those who approach the Supreme Lord even though they have material desires, right? So they want to enjoy the material world, they are Sakama Bhaktas. And then there are devotees who have no material desires for sense gratification. They want spontaneous loving service to the Lord. They are Akama Bhaktas. So, so Kardama Muni, the Lord is saying that, dear sir, 3 days from now, Swayamva Manu, the son of Brahma. We discussed yesterday about how there are 14 Manus in the one day of Brahma. And this is the first Manu, Swayamva Manu. We are currently in the Vaivasvat Manu, the 7th Manu. And that too in the 28th cycle. But we are discussing from Bhagavatam about Swayamva Manu was the first Manu in the day of Brahma. So the Supreme Lord is saying that Swayamva Manu, who is the son of Brahma, he stays in Brahmavarta. So Brahmavarta, Kurukshetra is also called Brahmavarta. But this Brahmavarta is in Satyaloka. And Manu Maharaj, he rules the 7 ocean. Indra is actually under his control. We are called as Manushya because we are the sons of Manu Maharaj. That's why we are Manushya. The Supreme Lord is saying that 3 days from now, the celebrated emperor whose wife is Satarupa, and he is going to come with all the different sages, and also he is going to come to see you. So why is he going to come to see you? Because he has a very beautiful daughter. She has a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black, and she is also ready for marriage now. And she has a very good character. She has all the good qualities. And she is also searching for a suitable husband. Now when Devahuti, she understood about Kardama Muni from Narad Muni. Narad Muni used to often visit the Swayamva Manu. And that time he narrated the characteristics of Kardama Muni, about his devotion. And she was attracted. Who was attracted? Our Devahuti was naturally attracted, and then Narad Muni also indicated that he is a suitable husband for you. And then Shatarupa and Swayambha Manu, they also got indications from the Lord, from the Supreme Lord, and that's why the Lord is saying that they are going to come here on the 3rd day. And she is exactly suitable to you. You wanted like-mindedness, you want a support in your devotional life, she is exactly suitable to you. And she is going to be a good wife as per your liking. So the selection of a good husband for a good girl was always entrusted to the parents or guardians. It was not that the girl on her own, she used to come to the conclusion, okay, no. It was always the guardians are involved, the parents were involved. And that's why this system, whenever it is followed, it is very beneficial, it still works, and the marriage is long lasting. So marriage, although when a girl accepts a boy as a husband, a girl accepts a boy as a husband and boy accepts a girl as her wife, the marriage is done there itself. But still, this socialization is very, very important. Inviting devotees, having yajna, this is socialization. Having, when in front of the Vaishnavas, when everybody comes, the marriage is performed. So why it is important? Because it creates an impression on the boy and a girl that from now onwards, they belong to each other. And they take a vow in front of Agni, in front of the Vaishnavas, in front of the Supreme Lord, that here onwards, they belong to each other. And they should be supporting each other. So there is no question of separation. So, the Supreme Lord is saying that princess will be just the type you are thinking. You want exactly someone just like yourself, she is exactly someone like yourself. And she also has been thinking of you, and she'll be soon be in your service. So when Swayambhu Manu comes, please accept her. Please accept her. And from her, you will have 9 daughters. She'll become mother to the 9 daughters. And then the Lord also said that I also want to become your son. So I will also come as your son. So Kardama Muni did not ask for it, that I wanted you as a son. No. Lord, the Supreme Lord, pleased with his devotional service of Kardama Muni. The Lord wanted to become his son. So Lord is saying that I will also come as your son. And I will take care of your, when you take sannyas, I will take care of the mother, and I will instruct Devahuti in the science of devotional service. So the Supreme Lord is himself expressed his desire to become his son. It is said that one of the saints in Vrindavan, he said that there are great souls. They want to come down and take birth, but there are no appropriate parents available. Because to have a great soul as a great soul as a child, you need to be great devotees. So it is very important that the husband and wife, they practice, if they want great souls, they want pure souls to become their children, then they should be themselves be sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness. And he is saying that, the Supreme Lord is saying that after your grahastha ashram, you will attend my abode. You will take sannyas, you will perform sincere devotional service, and you will come to me, you will attain me. So Supreme Lord is in this way, he is indicating to the Lord, to Kardama Muni, and showing compassion to all the living entities. You will attain self-realization. Although Kardama Muni had everything in his life, he had a wife like Devahuti, he had a son like Kapila Dev, still he took sannyas. So that we will discuss later on. Thank you so much. If any questions are there, we can take. Thank you so much. And any comments? Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Maharaj.
There's a little technical question.
Oh.
When Devahuti was in Satyaloka, her life, when Devahuti was in Satyaloka, Brahmaloka, then her life would have been 311 trillion, 40 billion years. When she came down in Satyaloka to this planet, or Umandala, wherever we are, then her life would only be 100,000 years. So then Kardama Muni got on an airplane and flew around the universe and went to visit all the different planets in the universe. Does that mean his lifestyle was changing according to what planet he was on?
I was also thinking, Maharaj, this morning, that why did the Lord say 3 days? It is very interesting, Maharaj, that when the Lord came to Kardama Muni, there must have been some reason that where the Lord is saying that 3rd day from now. Although the Lord has already indicated this to Swayambhu Manu, Narad Muni also indicated, the lordships also indicated, but still it is quite astonishing that why did the Lord say that after 3 days from now, Swayambhu Manu, his good wife, they are all going to come to meet you. So it is quite interesting. Probably this might have some connection with that. But I was this morning also I was thinking about if Manu Maharaj stays in Satyalok about all these things. Maharaj, you should. I will request you to answer this. What is your realization on this, Maharaj?
I just guess that a day on Brahmaloka seems like a day here. In other words, a day here seems like it's as long as a day on Brahmaloka. So there's really no laws in that respect. And one who knows the different, especially Satya Yuga, and knows that the purpose of life is the liberation. As you said, even though there's apparently a shorter lifespan here, but this is the opportunity to actually go back to the spiritual world. On Brahmaloka, even if it was 311 trillion years, that long you have to wait before you can go back, at least have a chance to go back to the spiritual world. And here you have the best opportunity to go back to the spiritual world, and there it's not 311 trillion years, it's eternity. As far as the 3 days, I guess Swayambhu Manu had to send out invitations to all the sages.
But they are all staying.
Yeah, still Brahmaloka is quite big. Brahmaloka is the size of the universe. It's a lotus flower. Of course, on top of Mount Meru, there's a residence of Brahmaloka, so I don't know where it's living. Then again, I guess it does take some time to get all the sages together.
Probably, yeah. Actually, when Parikshit Maharaj, when he was going on the banks of river Ganges, at that time also a lot of different sages from across the globe, they came there. Then Pitama Bhishma was also there. So Yudhishthira Maharaj started for Kurukshetra, and then immediately all of them were already there. So yes, Maharaj, it is some things are beyond perception, but these 3 days, third day from now, so this is quite very interesting of what it can be. But it has some connection with your answer, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I have a few questions, some technical, some devotional. Like one thing is like you said that the last thing that Kardama Muni took sannyas. So how is it like sannyas in Satya Yuga? It doesn't seem like much opportunities to preach to anyone. So what does it mean? Taking sannyas in Satya Yuga. What does it mean in comparison to taking sannyas in Kali Yuga?
Oh, we can ask the sannyas minister.
Well, Nashritya Karma Balam Karyam Karma Kurodiya, Sannyasis Chat Yogi Chandi Niragner Chat Kriya. One who is unattached to the results of his work and works as is obligated is a renounced sort of life, and he who lights the fire performs his own work. So sannyas is more or less the same in every yuga. Sannyas, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, sannyas means to renounce the results of one's work. Tyaga means to renounce the activity. So the mentality is the sannyasi, not the outward dress. So it's the same in every yuga. Ultimately, real sannyas is to acknowledge that Krishna is the controller, Krishna is the proprietor, he's the enjoyer, and he's the friend. That's ultimate sannyas. Because sannyas in Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna says, Abhayam Satra Samshudir Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti. So the qualities of sannyas are Abhayam, which is eternity, Jnana Yoga, which is chit or knowledge, and Shuddha Sattva Samshaya means bliss, pureness, pure consciousness. So that's sannyasa in every age. That's what sannyasa is.
Maharaj, I always had this question in my mind that why did Kardama take sannyas when he had Supreme Lord in his house? Then somewhere I read and understood from the commentaries that he wanted to establish set an example for everyone to follow, that this system has to be followed, that after Grahastha ashram one has to.
Yeah, that's true. And besides that, Muni couldn't instruct Devahuti in the presence of the father.
Yes.
Of her husband. So, and his father, the etiquette would have been that Muni would have had to give the instructions. But he's the Supreme Lord, so Muni realized I should give my son a chance since he's God to instruct me. He'll do better than I can.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you. Yes, too. You have any other questions?
Sometimes you said about Hatha Yoga already, like this principle that a young lady, she is guided by the guardians and the parents, but many times we hear in Bhagavatam, young girl is listening to someone's qualities and falls in love, gives her heart to it, already, puts her mind with that person, even though without consent of the guardians and parents.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada in his discussions on the Yayati Maharaja's chapter, he mentions that Yayati Maharaja's mind also went to Devayani. In that he describes that that previous time, those people were so pure in their culture, in their activities, that they were dharmashilas. They were if their mind was going to someone, then it was dharma. It was not. They were not lusty like situations which is in the Kali Yuga, that they see the lady and their mind used to get into that. Even though Devyani was without clothes, still initially he thought that she is a citizen, and I should help her. But eventually his mind went to Devyani, and that's why he principally okayed to Devyani that if your father comes with a proposal, then I will consider this, but I will not go with the proposal. Another thing was when Lord Ramachandra, when he was then he went along with Vishwamitra Muni for the Swayamvar ceremony of Sita Mata. So there what happened that Sita and her friends were playing in the garden, right? And Lord Ramchandra and Lakshmana also, they were staying in that same, in the same similar place, and they were also roaming in the same garden. And Lord Ramchandra's, he saw Sita, his mind started going to Mother Sita. And that time he told Lakshmana that if my mind, which is not contaminated by material conditioning, and it is going to Mother Sita, to Sita, that means she is going to be, my wife. And so the similar situation is there for the great kings, for the great personalities. Their pramana, one of the pramana was their mind itself, because they are very pure at that time. So that is also a point to be considered. Hare Krishna.
Two more questions. When we are presenting Krishna's name, pastimes, and the persons cannot be sure if that's imaginary or true. So, what is the easiest or the best way to prove them that all of these Krishna's pastimes are a fact?
Without studying, you're telling about presenting or?
We want to present this, Krishna as a fact, but people are, is this just imagination? How to be sure that it's imagination?
Oh, people's concentration.
Yes.
Oh, Krishna Katha Krishna's kirti, Krishna's yash, Krishna's name, fame is so powerful, it's so powerful that if we simply broadcast our duty, if we simply broadcast it, right, and when the conditioned soul hears it, they will become devotees. Maharaj can add to that.
It's also we have to be convinced.
Yes, yes,
We're
yes.
not convinced we want to be
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
And conviction is not just fanatical conviction, it means realization, experience,
Yes, yes.
understanding. Because our words carry vibration that comes from our consciousness.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. The devotee who is a very valid point, a very important point, that if we don't have unflinching Shraddha, then how can we give it, how can we distribute? So first we should be convinced, and for that we should hear. Most important is hearing from sadhus, from the saintly people, and getting all our doubts cleared, asking them questions and getting all our doubts cleared. And there should be no doubt in our heart. If we have doubts, Maharaj is saying absolutely a valid point. If the speaker himself has doubt, then and if he goes and preaches, then he might land up in the other camp. So he should be convinced himself, and for that he has to hear nicely from the sadhus, and at the same time one should study also.
Therefore, at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna summarizes Brahmanana Bhavato, and then he goes to Sarvadharma Prajaja and Idam Te Natapaskaya. And then he says, Chatasma Manusheshu Kastit Me Priya Krita Maha Bhavita Chat Me Tasma Anya Priyatro. So that first we have to go through the process of fixing our mind upon Krishna, worshiping Him, and giving up material desires, and giving up all bad association. Then we become qualified to actually go out and make some effect on people, to preach. But Prabhupada didn't. He emphasized if we do it on behalf of the pure devotees, such as Srila Prabhupada, as the Acharya, and do that on behalf of him as a service, then Krishna will empower us.
Yes.
That way, we may not be on the platform, but he'll put us on that platform in order to fulfill his service.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah, I have one more, but
One more, because
I think it's enough.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Very inquisitive person.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद जी महाराज की जय। All close to Gurudev, all close to Prahlad Swami Maharaj.